Okay, so his story is very interesting. Apple bought Next. So Steve went back to the company to become the CEO again, till now. That's the second story. But from the set getting fired to go back to the Apple, this is quite dramatic, right? When you are in the button state, what do people normally do? Very frustrated, very, very sad, don't know what to do, giving up, maybe do the stupid things, commit suicide, right? If the people have a depression, depressed. But successful people will take this opportunity to reflect and rebound, go back. And the third story Steve shared, it's about most serious thing. It's about the life, your life. It's about live and die, death. Because some people know that several years ago he got a cancer, a pancreas cancer, 胰脏癌. Okay, so the third story is about very interesting but very serious dots. He said, if every day you face yourself, you ask yourself, if today will be my last day, what am I going to do today? If this year, if this semester will be the last semester of whole your life, what will you learn? For example, some of you are graduate students, right? If I told you, if this semester will be the end of the semester of your whole life, you'll never ever have a chance to go back to school, what will you use? What kind of attitude will you use to learn? Very different, right? If you can know, okay, this is my last opportunity, you will grasp every minute, right? You may use a lot of library resource that you never use. You may go to every English corner because yesterday, one student sitting in my class from international business, and I asked her, I never saw you before. She said to me, he said, I was already come to Jida for 4 years, but I never go to English corner. So I think that I have to go today. She said that to me. So we need to listen. If you know that your time is quite limited, most of students think that, oh, I have a lot of time, I have much time, but time is precious. Time is precious. You will find that, oh, suddenly, New Year, suddenly, summer holiday, you become the second year, your boss wants you to propose your thesis, but you are not prepared. Your language skill is not ready. Your research direction has not found yet. Okay, a lot of things you find, oh, time flies. Okay. For a graduate student, 2 years seems long, but not. Actually, you will find that, wow. To me, I've been here for 15 years. 15 年. I got a degree in 1996, but just like yesterday. Sometimes I didn't remember what I had done 8 years ago, 5 years ago, because when we look backward, we can just remember some important event, important thoughts. Sometimes I share with you a story of mine. I can tell it because that is so important to my life. So I remember most of things which is trivial, irrelevant, I cannot remember. Why Steve used this to end his speech? Why? In what kind of situation? So whom did Steve Jobs speak to? Whom? Whom did Steve Jobs speak to? To a student who are going to graduate, right? To the student, maybe 大四, maybe graduate student get a degree, maybe PhD student. It's a commencement. So he used that story as the end. You think you have a lot of time. No, you will find that, suddenly I become 40s. Suddenly I become 50. I thought I was 20s, but now I am 40s. We don't have much time. Okay? We don't have much time. So, one of the best things I learned from his speech, and I often use that to encourage my students, is what do you love is most important. What do you like to do is most important in your, for example, research. Not what your boss loves. Okay. Of course, if in a team, some people, a group of people can have something in common, we can work together, the result will can even better. That's wonderful. But what you love is the things that keep you going further. Not the trend, not the academic trend, not something is popular now. No. If what you love is math, is theory, theoretic things, you have a great opportunity. If you do that, to follow your heart, you are more likely to succeed because you will do that with a lot of pleasure, even though you face some challenges sometimes. The great word challenge people anytime. So what keeps Steve? Even though he keep going, even though he got a lot of trouble, dropping out, get fired, facing death. What? Just one thing, passion. He always passionate about what he has doing, what he have, what he love, and do what he love. Okay? So this is really, really worthwhile speech. Every semester I use that, no exception. Maybe some of you have listened 2 or 3 times if you were in my class last year. But I don't care. Even me, myself, listen to it more than 10 times. Every time I listen to it, I find some lesson. I find more deeper thing. Okay? If you think that, you don't have as much feeling, maybe you can learn the presentation skill he gave. You know, Steve Jobs is they have a very special character. When he speaks, other people listen. When he speaks, other people listen. So, which means he's a very, very good public speaker, presenter, very, very good salesman. Even though he's a CEO, to sell his company's product. If you know that Apple, whenever they announce the thing, there's an event, there's a big event, they attract international attention. They announce new model iPhone. Their presentation skill, how they use the multimedia to attract attention. We can learn from it. A lot of people, students, think that language, just language. No. Basic is language, but when why you use the language is to communicate, right? If you communicate, try to communicate, but you do it badly, poorly, which also means that your language skill is not good. Even though your grammar is perfect, but you cannot communicate. Okay, think about the opposite things.
I'm honored to be with you today for your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world.
Okay, he said, I'm honored to be with you today. Later on, missing. But he said, at a commencement from one of the finest universities. At a commencement from one of the finest university, one of the finest university in the world.
Truth be told, I never graduated from college.
Truth be told, I've never graduated from college.
And this is the closest I've ever gotten to a college graduation.
Okay, very, very fast, right? Some of them might be your new word so that you can understand. Some of them not your new word, but we still can understand. Why? It's because they speak so fast and they go with other sound. That's not what you familiar with in textbook. Teachers speak to you so slow, so